All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Welcome to the interview session brought to you by 1080 Esports. Monster is in the cut and Carbon Finance. And it's been a very interesting journey so far for all of us, that we saw through the Nigerian Pro League Season 8, the Hamatan split. And we did have some winners. We did have some champions emerge. We had 14th Gaming, I believe, in second place. Or was it? Or third place? I think they were in third place. They were second place at some point, but, I think they finished in third place. Three Crown Esports in second place. And Ecstasy, your Hamatan split champion. So, I came up a little bit of a, get to know your champions a little bit better. The players you saw turn up, drop those numbers, absolutely ball out in the Amatan split. This is your opportunity to get to know them just a little bit, to put some faces behind those accounts, behind those sprays, behind those 1v4s that you all saw. Yes, to put some faces behind all of that action, and to ask all the questions that you've been meaning to ask. Why are you so good, and why am I so bad? These are the questions you want to know. These are the things you want to know. So the first guest we're gonna have tonight is going to be 24K. First things first is I want you guys to really show some love in the chat. It's not easy to be up on the live stream, that kind of thing. So without further ado, I'm going to cue his camera into the feed so you guys can see him. And then I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. We're going to do a little bit of a back and forth. Seems like a very chill guy. This should be a very, very chill thing. So, please, love only. This is a love watch. I don't want to see no weird foot fetish questions in the live chat, please. I'm not trying to see none of that. You hear me? I'm not trying to see none of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 24K to the live stream. The third place team in the Hamatan split playoffs. 24K. How are you doing? First things first is, what is your actual name? Because calling you 24K, I mean, how did that name even come about? First and foremost, how did you get 24K?
It actually came about how I would. Let me think, actually, because I didn't want people to know to actually know me as Hulk anymore, so I changed my name to 24K.
Okay.
After I stopped playing the game for a while, then I came back. Here I played here and there, so I just changed my name because I got worse.
Okay.
I don't have this spirit anymore, so.
Okay. So he used to be known as Hawk. As you guys know, he was Hawk, and then he became 24K just because he wanted to hide his aura. But you don't cast still. We don't see your face, so that didn't work. It took a while, but we are figuring it out. But okay. So I'm going to breeze through a couple of the questions that we've got, and I'm also going to read some questions from the chat. They're gonna ask you a couple of things, especially those players that are bad. They're gonna ask you, to help their life, because it's been you have a ton of experience. You've been consistent even since the last NPL to this year. It's been to this season. It's been a year. You have only improved. You've gotten better. And you've been also putting in that work. But I want to ask, as a player, does this get tiring for you at some point? Playing PUBG Mobile back to back every time. Does it get tiring, or do you live for the challenge? Do you live for the experiences? Do you live, to play the NPL? When you see the NPL has popped up, oh, it's that time of the year again, NPL is here. Do you feel a little good inside that, okay, yeah, it's about that time, let me lock in, let me play with my guys? Is that the energy, or how do you feel when the NPL, comes around the corner?
When the NPL, last NPL was it went pretty good, and then this one, I took it a little bit more seriously because the team, the teammates wanted, they actually wanted to be on top this time, so I took it more seriously. And wait, what was the first question?
No, well, yeah, I was asking, like, when the NPL comes around, how do you feel? How does it make you feel when you hear the NPLs around? Do you feel, oh, okay, now this is I gotta lock in. Maybe you've been chilling, you've been playing a little bit, but when the NPL comes around, you now decide to lock in, play with your guys, and is that the energy you get anytime the NPL comes around?
I'm not gonna lie, this NPL I didn't feel really into it. I told him to to put me as a sub in this NPL because I didn't actually think I was gonna be able to play because I have school, I have work, so I wasn't really as excited as I was last time. So but it I ended up being available to play, and I just came in with what I could what I could do. So
Okay, fair, fair.
uh,
So crazy how you're a sub and you're still dunking on guys, man. Like how come still like I know you didn't do crazy numbers, but you were still in the MVP in a couple of games. We still saw you as the MVP in a couple of games. In the Super Weekend, the first Super Weekend, you were I think a MVP in like day 2 or day 3 or something. Day 1 or day 2, you were the MVP in a couple of matches in there. So the game hasn't left you. You still got it. But how do you still stay sharp though? I mean, because I personally feel, this MPL was a little bit trickier because of the way it's now structured. So how did you feel? How do you keep up, your level, your skill, owing to the fact that you've got school, you've got work, you've got this, a lot going on in your life. How do you still keep things up?
honestly, I keep it up by playing WoW. The WoW modes that I play, that's it. Like I don't um like I really don't train anymore. Like go to training ground, do all that. So all I do is just I come online on at night, play a while, and that's really how I got prepared
Mm.
for the NPL.
Do you
Yeah,
play?
that's
Do
that's
you
pretty much it.
do you play like WoW mode or Ultimate Royale, or do you play those modes?
Just WoW mode. Yeah, just WoW mode.
No,
I
just one.
I
So
don't play
you're
Ultimate
one of
Royale.
those WoW warriors. You're one of those WoW warriors in the dark night. You're playing WoW. Oh, okay. So Crowns is in the chat. He said your accent changed too soon, and he said you should let your Igbo accent out. So he said let your Igbo accent out. I mean, he's not wrong. This guy has an
I
Igbo
go try,
accent.
go try, go
He's
try.
been he's
I
been
know,
acting like
I
the
know.
accents no day. Like I don't know. Like he's been acting, and he says he misses Nigerian food, guys. So when he comes back to Nigeria, me Crowns, we're gonna take you to all the nice spots. Okay, so I have another question for you.
Browns.
Okay, yeah, go
Okay.
on. Yeah, yeah, Crowns. Yeah, yeah,
I thought Crowns was in Canada. He
yeah,
did
yeah,
Nigeria.
yeah.
No, I
You
don't.
know that we linked up. I think in December, was it? Yeah, I think we linked up. He was in Naj. He was in Naj. Crowns was in Naj. So it was
Oh.
good vibes. It was good vibes. It was good vibes. It was good vibes. So yeah, when you do come to Nigeria, we have a spot we want to take you. We had one big catfish, grilled catfish like it was huge. Of course, 7 ate most of it because he's hungry and stuff like that. But that aside, um, so next question I've got for you: if your team had an anthem or an intro or something like that, or one of a song, if your team had a song, what would that song be? This could be any song, Afrobeat, rap, hip hop, whatever. Any song to describe 14th
All
gaming.
right.
What
So
song would it be?
if we actually hold on, let me see if I can look it up real quick. It's a song by Netflix.
Mm.
It'll be live by Netflix actually. Live, yeah. That would be the song. Yep.
Live by Netflix. Okay, so do you know what's crazy? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really care about copyright, so I'm gonna play that song. Right? Wait, should I care about copyright though? This is not my channel. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is not my channel.
I'm pretty sure it's a free copyright song. I think
You,
you should be able to play the song. I
oh,
think
fair. All right, let
because
me.
I'm pretty
Let
sure
me.
YouTubers have that song as a yeah. You should be able to play the song.
Let me. All right, see, I see. I'm playing it now. I think everyone should hear it. Okay, so I'm playing it on the stream, but you can't hear it unfortunately. Unless you're on the stream, you can
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Okay.
the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna
Okay,
be.
okay, yeah. Sounds okay. That sounds like a banger. So live. Okay, why that song?
Because that was a song that song really stuck out to me when I don't know if you remember, but there was a TDM championship that what's his name hosted. I can't remember his name, but the 1v1 TDM championship that he did. that it was me and Fex were the last for the finals, and that was a song that I kept playing the whole time, so it really stuck out to me.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a great song.
Okay. So you still tie that into PUBG Mobile and your team, and I like that. I respect that. I respect. So you guys in the comments, please drop your questions. If you have a question for 24K, I would love to hear them. 24K, if you can also be on the live stream and then check. You can also be on the live stream and check what is going on so you can know for yourself. You can see a couple of questions there and a couple of conversations being had, and then, decide for yourself if there's anything that jumps out at you.
Well, someone did say that my face was not on the camera. Can you confirm that?
No, you're good. You're good. You can check the stream.
Okay.
You can check the stream. Whatever you're seeing on the stream is really what we're doing right now. So we're good. Yeah. So don't worry. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to pull up another question for you here, and
Okay.
let me see. I do have some. I have something interesting here. So, okay, hold on. Let me be sure it's the right one because I have different setups for different teams here. Okay. So, which team would you say worried 14th gaming in the NPL Hamatan Split Finals? We did just conclude the finals over this past weekend. Which team did you say gave you guys a lot of trouble? Because I saw you guys get dropped a lot in the finals. You did have some great games
Yeah,
on the last day, but
that's true. Yeah.
yeah, but what team constantly, made you guys rethink your decisions? Oh, okay, we want to play here, but we got to look out for these guys because they could, worry us.
I would say, especially day one, I would say Tribe because they apparently they I don't know if they changed their drop spot, but they lined up with us in Rozhok for the first game, and they won that fight, and yeah, I would say Tribe. I think it's TB. I think
Yeah,
that's their name.
yeah.
But that's what I can think of right now.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I did remember that engagement. I saw that that was day one, match one of the finals. They did land with you guys in Rozhok, and it got a little bit tricky. Bodies left and right. It was a very hard knock game. You guys got dropped off early, but I think you guys did manage some points out of that, if I'm not mistaken. I think you got like a couple of points still in that
Yeah, because
game.
we ended up killing. Yeah, we ended up eliminating like like half of one team, and we
Yeah.
killed a couple of them as well. So
Yeah. So yeah, I do remember you guys did get some points in that game. But yeah, you were right. So Tribe Warriors, gave you guys a little bit of a a think twice moment, and it's fair. That's an honorable shout. They were also very, very solid. They were a very solid team in the finals. Okay, so my next question would be, so who's the biggest trash talker on 14th Gaming, or the biggest hype man? Oh no, those are two different things actually. So yeah, I would say those are two different questions. Who is the biggest trash talker in 14th Gaming?
it's kind of hard to really say. Oh, let's see.
There are so many, or
When you say trash talk, we don't really, honestly, we don't really trash talk other teams like that.
yeah. Okay,
So,
okay,
I would say maybe Cash. Maybe, yeah, I'd say Cash. Maybe. Yeah, I don't
okay,
know.
okay. Cash,
No
fair.
one's trash talk. Yeah.
Okay. So then, who would you call the biggest hype man? That's always let's go, let's go, let's go. The person that's always getting you guys hyped up, always ready to lead the game, and always active. Who would that be? Who?
Larry,
Larry.
Larry,
Yeah. I figured.
Larry.
Yeah. That's the right answer. I can't even lie. Yeah, that he gives that vibe as well. I know he gives that vibe for sure. He gives that vibe. He definitely does give that vibe.
Don't say this. It's
Okay.
not me.
Okay, so Crowns says, I'm sure 14 Game is thankful to FP, Athlete Game, and Ragnar for consistently donating limbs in Severny. Yeah, we saw that happen a lot. That was happening a lot actually. A lot of teams. But why do you guys not change your drop locations though? Or was Severny always in there? Because you did change your drop location here and there. But did
Yeah, we
you
did.
did you decide that because of Tribe, or was it just based off of the general feel of the lobby?
Uh, so we changed it at first just to get some points in Severny. That's why we started lining up there, to get some points early game. And then and then we changed from Razak because of Tribe. We didn't want to really get that early fight because it was kind of surprising to us at first. So we ended up going to Severny, get some quick points and then rotate from there.
So when you say quick points, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
It was a weaker team that lands
By
in
weaker
Severny
team,
compared to Tribe.
who are you referring to?
I'm honestly not sure what team it was. I just know it was.
I
I just
see.
remember it being a weaker team.
All
I'm
of a
not sure what team it
sudden,
is.
you don't know their names all of a sudden. Fair, fair,
I,
fair,
I'm
fair.
actually. Yeah,
Okay,
I know some of the team guys.
okay. I'll let
I'm
you
reading
hold
the
that one.
chat. Somebody.
Yeah, me too. I'll read the chat. That's how I'm losing my shit. Okay, okay. So Crown says final game. What was the memo going into that, knowing that there was an active battle for second place at that time? So the last game, what was the thought? Going into that last game, because there was still a chance for you guys to snatch second place in that game. What was the mindset going into that?
The mindset was to try and get as many kills as possible. As a team without actually dying. But we actually failed to do that. The I think it was the last game we got like 9 kills. Pretty early, and then we ended up dying to a team after we're fighting two teams at the same time, and yeah, we ended up dying.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how it went.
Okay. All right. So that solves that answers that. But going into that game though, at some point, Three Crown Esports were in danger. They were in a lot of danger of losing out inside of the top three. Did you believe that a comeback was possible, going into that last game? Did you believe that you guys could actually come back and, snatch second place from them?
Oh yeah, we did actually because it was a close second place. I ended up even asking like because like Larry was really like he wanted us to be second, and I ended up asking like was there actually a prize pool? Like why was he trying so hard to be second? If it wasn't so
Mm.
so yeah, that's
Oh
kind of how
yeah,
that
yeah,
went.
yeah. There was a prize pool actually. I think it was 150, right? Right? Yeah, 150.
I
150K, yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
so that was for second place, 150K was for second place. But I think you guys got third place, 100K. So fair enough. Um,
Wait,
okay.
did you? Okay, we can ask that later.
No. What did you want to say? What did you want to say? Larry, don't collect our money, Abby. You don't collect our money, you don't talk, Abby. Larry, come outside. Come outside. You don't collect our money, Abby. You don't collect money, lock up. Oh, okay. So let's move on to the next question. Um uh I know after this you enter Larry's DM. May you go ask him how far. How did
No,
you
he got
or
it. He got it.
yeah. Okay, so the next question is going to be, would you consider your playstyle perfected, the way you guys play? Because you were very much you were very impressive. It was a very impressive performance from your team. But would you consider your playstyle perfected? Do you think you've reached a level where there's nothing more, like, structurally to your playstyle that you have to change anymore? Or do you still feel there's room for more?
And when you say my play style, are you talking about like me personally as a player, or do you mean me, as a team,
Both.
like our team's
You as a
strategy?
player and your role in the team as well. But do you know what? For the context of this, we're going to talk about 14th gaming as a whole. So we're going to talk about the team as a whole. 14th gaming, the
Okay.
way, yeah, the way they play. Do you think there's more to be added, or do you think you've reached a level where there's not much more to add, but you've peaked in the sense that there's not really more you can add on top of your playstyle, maybe fine tune, but as it stands, at the structural level, at the core level, at the fundamental level, you've perfected at least one playstyle inside of your team.
I would say there's room for improvement, on all rounds, like us playing as a team, definitely. That can be improved on, but no, it's nowhere near perfect. I would say there's a lot of improvements that can be made. Strategy, rotations. So there's and it's us communicating because me personally, like I'm bad at communicating. So like when it comes to me, being perfect, like I'm definitely far from that. Like even my play style,
Okay.
like I mentioned earlier, it definitely got worse. Like I said, but communicating wise, that's something we can definitely work on, which is important when it comes to you know when it comes to PUBG.
Okay. So
So
speaking of
that's it.
communicators, who's the best communicator on the team? Who would you say is the best at communicating on the team?
Let's see. I wouldn't say there's really a best one. I just know I'm one of the worst ones. I would say, but I'd say they're pretty much the same when it comes to communicating. The other
Okay.
players.
Okay, so pretty much the same across the board. Okay, so we have a question in the comment section. Someone said that 4v1 with Devil in the survival game, what was the reaction on your team? Because you guys were on the receiving end. The 1v4 that Devil pulled on 14th Gaming, to keep Dream Team in the battle for survival mode, the survival stages. I don't know if you were in that match, but what was
Yeah,
the
it was.
reaction? So what was the reaction after that happened? How did you guys feel after that?
Uh, Actually, it wasn't actually a 4v1. It was a 1v3. It was a
Oh,
1v3
okay.
because I was actually because I actually died. Someone else already killed me, and the reaction after that was really. We're kind of surprised why he's tired because the player, Devil, he's tired. He shot the last guy's crate. We're kind of surprised that happened because like we didn't even know what team, you know, like we have nothing to do with DT. Like so, we were just kind of surprised that he was shooting the crate. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Oh, he was shooting the. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
We're
and we
shooting.
weren't gonna
Yeah.
see, we weren't gonna see the team final. So that was just
Oh
like,
wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. You didn't have to say all that. You didn't have to say all that, dog. Damn, bro. You didn't have to say all that. I just asked you a simple question. You said we didn't see them in the final. Ah, God, I beg.
he's in
God,
the chat.
I
He's in the
beg.
chat. Look at him. He's in the chat. But it was it was a nice play by him. It was it was that stuff. He was like I believe
Yeah, it was
it was it
good.
was
It,
it
it
was a
was it
good it
was
was
it
a good
was
game.
it was good. It was good for it was. I mean that survival stage was cinematic. It was absolutely cinematic because there was so much emotion in that game. Dream Team really tried to crawl back into it, but they picked up really late, and I think that's just what cost them the game. But okay, so we do have some. We still have a couple more questions before we wrap up your interview, and then we move on to the next team. So now, if I want to ask you about the NPL structure this year, how do you feel about the NPL structure this season? We did have the league stages, then we had the super weekend, then we had the survival stages, then we had the bonus points. how did you feel about the new structure? Because this is a brand new structure for the NPL this season, compared to what we had last season. So how do you feel about it? The fact that you were grouped, you guys were grouped with some other teams that some people considered a group of death or something like that, and then and you guys didn't qualify from there. So, how did you feel about that? Going into the survival stages and not qualifying straight to the finals.
So the way I felt about the structure, like I thought the structure was kind of messy actually, because for one, because we played like that map. I don't even know what the name is. Like that special map.
Yeah, Rondo.
Yeah, yeah, that map. I was kind of surprised you're actually playing that in an actual tournament. So, but overall, I think the structure was yeah, it was okay.
All right, all right, all right. Okay.
And I'd say it was inconsistent because the games were like very delayed. It started like 10 minutes after. Like almost every game started like 10 minutes after the start time. So that
Yeah,
was
yeah. I think that had more to do with
all
vetting
bizarre.
players, vetting
Like someone said in the comments.
who's playing, all that. Okay. Um. So among your teammates, who do you think would survive in a real life battle royale? Who do you think would survive in a real life battle royale?
Definitely me, of course. But oh, maybe Larry. But yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Just me and Larry. That's it.
Okay.
Me.
Okay. Fair. Fair. Okay, so now, if you could sign a player to 14th Gaming from this tournament, this Hamatan split that you were just a part of, if you could sign one player, who would you sign and why would you sign them?
You said like sign a player to our team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If there's any player you could sign from the NPL that you saw, who would you sign and why would you sign them?
Um, what would sign? Oh, that is no, it's a decent question to ask. Trying to think. Matter of fact, I'll sign the DT guy. How about that? Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Why not? Why not sign Devil? So I
Yeah,
mean,
because he's able to do a 1v3, so that is pretty impressive.
okay.
Sign him to the team,
Okay, okay, we see that. We
so he
see
can play,
that.
in the next, in finals, he can get to play.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not sign Devil so he can actually play in a final? I respect that. I respect that. I mean, it's not the worst thing to say. So Devil to 14th gaming, you guys, there's a big chance. Transfer news between because we have the rain split coming, so transfer news, Dream Team, could they be moving Devil to 14th gaming? Well, if it happens, the reason why it happened. So it's there. If you can't beat them, sign them. What a guy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think we are going to close this out with one last question. Um,
Okay.
what are you looking forward to in the grand final, and what team impressed you the most in this Amatan split?
Honestly, it's my impressment the most is on Solid Army. I was surprised they actually made it to the finals. I think they
Uh,
did.
yeah, they did. They did make it to the finals.
That was
Yeah.
I kind of stuck out to me. Wasn't expecting that. And
Okay.
what was the second question?
Yeah, no, I asked like, grand finals. The grand finals are coming, and is there any team in particular that you want to, see in the grand final?
Grand finals. There's none I can think of. I can't really think of any
Okay,
team I can,
okay, okay.
other than my team.
Through the comments, it's not really any questions anymore. So
Mine is I know it's mine and I know yours, but I cannot hear you. I still cannot hear you right now. Oh, then it's paused. Okay. Bro, I think it's delayed. Priest, the stream is delayed, and I don't think anyone can hear you. Priest, do you hear me? Come on. Your mic don't go. You might want to restart your Discord if you can hear me.
Okay.
What the?
So
That's not supposed to happen.
it should be fine now for those on the live stream. Yeah, so I fixed it for those on the live stream, but on the Discord, I'm trying to set it up right now to fix it proper. So it should be good now, right? 24K should be good now. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear me. So if he's not hearing me, then you hear me right now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
Yes,
all
I
right, all
can.
right, all right, all right, guys. So yeah, there was a little bit of technical difficulties there, but it's been
But real
fixed.
quick, I do have to say the stream is. I don't think it should really matter, but the stream is delayed.
Yeah,
Like it's. I don't know
yeah,
if it was before.
yeah, yeah. I did have some technical difficulties um earlier, but it's been fixed really. So I think we should be good now. I think we should be good going forward. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to 14 Gaming and to you as well for joining us. Thank you for joining the stream. We do have Three Crown Esports in the cut as well. It's going to be Quilla and another player from Three Crown Esports going to join us uh in the next interview. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, 14th Gaming. Thank you, 24K. We'll see you in the rain split. So yeah, peace.
Alrighty.
All right. All right. All right. That's me. Okay, so I don't want to leave the chat. Yeah, I don't want to leave the chat. So I want to do this like while we're all here. I want to fix the this the what's it called? The overlay for the next players that are gonna join in the the players that are gonna join in the next game. So we're gonna have Three Crown Esports up next. So yeah. Wait, hold on. Well, where is the stuff I just designed? Because I did a lot of work here, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I did a lot of work. Yo, like, what is going on? Yeah, yeah, man. Technical difficulties, guys. I apologize, but it did happen. That's what happened to me. I think you can hold on. Wait, how do I kick this guy from? Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, so I've solved one thing. I'm going to solve another thing. Okay, so they said increase my volume. Yeah, that's the thing. Wait, can I do the gains? Can I do the gains? Can I do the gains? Ah, my audio got cooked here. Okay, okay. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying, but I don't know how possible this is. I'm gonna have to try to sort it out. I'm gonna try to fix it for sure. I'm gonna try to fix it for sure. Yeah. So I'm not using my main mic. It got disconnected when I had my technical difficulties. So, I'm trying to fix it as it stands, but I'm also trying to, you know, do fix the I'm also trying to fix the next team. He's getting green. Yeah, yeah, bro. I'm an old head. I'm an unk. Yeah, I'm gray hair, bro. I'm an unk, bro. But somehow, the O's, they love it. They love that gray. They love that gray, that gray goose. They love that gray goose. I ain't gonna lie. They call me a silver fox. They call me a silver fox. Yeah, bro. A silver fox. They love that gray back. Wait, hold on. Gray back. Gray back means something else. Yeah, let's not use that. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of increasing gain, for real. But I'm trying to know where that is. One, can I Can I do like 300%? Okay. What about now? Is it good now? Is the audio better now? I just did 300%. I just upped it to like 300%. Is it better now? You guys should let me know. Jahad, yo, that's not what I meant when I said silver fox. That is not the way it sounded. I didn't say silver fox. I said silver fox, bruh. Like, come on. I said silver fox. I didn't say silver fox. I didn't say silver fox. I didn't say silver fox. I said silver fox. I said it with aura. It's silver fox. I didn't say silver fox. Eh? Jesus. You guys, these guys. I don't even understand. Please, please. Okay, so is my audio better now? Are we better? Can we work with this? Can we work? Okay, Chris says he can hear me now. Is this better? Is this loud enough? Is this loud enough? Dalo has scored. This seven guy always watching games. Yeah, I'm waiting on Three Crown Esports to send their video link so we can, proceed with the interview. But it looks like they're not ready. It looks like they're not serious. So we might just move on to XC. And Amar, I'm gonna call up Amar relatively very soon. So yeah, we're gonna know. We are gonna know. Okay. So yeah, I'm texting the guys from. Okay, audio is good. Okay, fair, fair, fair. Audio is good. All right. So we can work with this. All right, better, better. So I just had to turn up the gains. So big shout out to Crowns for that update to turn up the gains, and I turned up the gains, and we gained some weight. We gained some weight, dog. Hey, okay. So Quilla, I'm texting Quilla, and he's acting up. I'm not sure what he's doing. Yeah, 24K didn't stress me the way Quilla is stressing me. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Okay, so I think Quilla's tag just came through. We thank God for life. Um, okay. So who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I did not find. Okay, all right, I found it. I found it. I found what I was looking for. All right, I found it, guys. We're active. We are active. So Kula just tagged me here, and then so we're gonna have Quilla from Three Crown Esports join us for the interview any moment from now. Yeah, I know. I just know you're waiting to cook. You guys are waiting to cook this guy. Please, only love here. Please, only love. This is a love watch. Please. I've said this, so please, oh, I've said this. Only I love watch be this. I don't want to see no weird questions here, please. I've said what I said. I said what I said. Wait, let me even put him on. Okay, okay. So we are sorting this out. I promise. I promise. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a fix with the overlays, and then we're gonna make it we're gonna make it pop. We're gonna make it pop, 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 pop. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me do my audio. Okay, yeah, the audio is good. Everybody's ready to go. So, okay, so Quilla is here, but I'm gonna wait, is there a BRB? Do we have a BRB? Okay, we have a BRB. So I'm gonna send I really don't want to send us to BRB, man, but I don't got a choice. I gotta so I can fix everything once and for all. So please stay tuned. I'm not gonna be long. Yes. right. Showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream. Yes, I do apologize. We have some technical difficulties, but I made sure to solve everything before coming back. And we just saw one of the players from 14th Gaming. It was 24K, and he gave us a good time. Gave us a little bit of gave the noobs a little bit of advice on how to get better. But speaking of getting better, we have two of the better players in 3 Crown Esports. It is going to be Quilla and Cloud. They will be joining us. So please chat, give a warm welcome to Quilla and Cloud from 3 Crown Esports. Yay, clap as the crowd goes wild. And so Quilla is in the 3 Crown jersey, and yeah, it's looking very solid. You know, he has been spamming that. Well, how do you do that? How do you do that thing? Do that thing that you do. That thing. The thing. Do the thing.
There we go.
Yeah. That's cringe, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But fair enough. Cloud as well. Cloud had some amazing performances inside of the Hamatan split in the Nigerian Pro League. We saw Cloud do a major number, and it was too impressive. He pulled up some insane clutches, and we are going to, dive a little bit deeper, and then talk about how the NPL has been for this team for the duration of it. So first things first, I want to ask is, how do you guys feel being, NPL MVPs?
I guess we kind of felt bad at first, but then we kind of accepted the fact that we took second, and we said we'll get better next splits and we'll try to do more. Because to be honest, I'm not going to lie to you, we're not proud of our performance. We thought we should have won, but we didn't. So get better.
So Cloud, do you share the same thoughts about that? Do you think your performance was, a little bit lackluster, but still, you were still MVPs. Regardless, both of you were still NPL MVPs. So that is still a major achievement, still a major still a major move. You guys still put some amazing numbers up on the board for 3 Crown Esports. So, but yeah, Quilla said performance wasn't that great. Cloud, did you feel the same way about, the team's performance? Do you think you could have gotten better, or was there, more that you were expecting?
Personally, I think as a team, we all could have done better. There's so many like scenarios where we could have improved. But now that we know our mistakes, we're gonna move on from this.
Okay. Well, looks like Quilla, we've lost your visuals. Quilla is here, but we've lost his visuals. Hopefully, you can get his visuals back from his camera. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask the next question. What do you think was the most chaotic moment for you in the entire MPL split? The entire Hamatan split. What do you think was the most chaotic moment for your team?
I think it was day 2, game 1, where everyone was just centered around Painan. That was the most chaotic, I'd say.
Yeah. We Crowns and I think we did talk about that on the live stream. We were a little bit confused as to, what's going on. Why is everybody in Painan today? Are you guys sharing something over there? I was wondering, because I think a couple of teams had learned and adapted to, you guys, your play style, your positioning. And I think it boiled down to the pressure that came with playing a little bit more centrally in Sanok. But I figured you would hold your own regardless. It was chaotic, but I think you guys still were able to manage it. But it's just unfortunate that, it turned out the way it did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we still can't, we're still yet to get Quilla's video back.
I'll get it back
Hopefully
right now.
We'll get it sorted. But yeah, he's still here. So your audio is still live. So I think, right? Yeah, his audio is still live, so you guys can still hear him. So if your team had, a theme song, an anthem, what song would that be?
I Kendrick Lamar.
What?
Is it I by Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, so that's what you guys like play to each other to get your blood pumping or something.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
So it's you guys don't really like hype or anything. It's just we're gonna be all right. Yeah, is that really what it is?
Nah. Have you not listened to I? I
Are we?
doesn't sound like that.
Are we? Wait, what song are we talking about?
I by Kendrick Lamar, like the letter I.
Oh, I thought it was all right. Like we gonna be
No,
all right. Oh,
no.
okay, fair. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I was expecting an aura farming song, and of course you guys didn't disappoint. Um, okay, fair. Okay, fair.
Is
Okay,
my camera
so
back on live?
no, your camera is not back on. I don't know. I don't know if I need to reset it, but we're gonna see. I'm trying to reset it, but it's not looking like okay, yeah, you're back now. Yes, your camera is back on. Welcome back to the stream. It did get stuck. Probably someone is probably gonna screenshot this and turn it into a sticker. So whatever we're seeing on the live stream right now is probably gonna get screenshotted by someone in the comment section.
Is
Okay,
this
so
talk?
okay. I think we're good. All right, we're good. We're back. Okay. So who would you say is the biggest hype man, and who is the biggest trash talker in 3 Crown Esports?
The biggest hype man I'd say is the biggest trash talker I'd say is Merrick. Yeah,
Merrick is the biggest trash talker. Is Merrick in the chat? Merrick is in the chat. Merrick has to be in the chat, right? Merrick has to be in the chat. There's no way. There's no way you guys just throw Merrick under the bus. There's no way. Merrick seemed like a chill guy. I wouldn't see him as someone that's a trash talker though.
Nah, he's the biggest. Definitely.
I was actually thinking it was gonna be Nexus or something. But okay.
No, you're gonna die.
Okay, so sounds like a lot is going on in Quilla's background there. So I don't know who is dying and who's getting killed in there, but please tell him to have
He was
some.
also playing PUBG. My bad.
Yeah, let him still have some decorum, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to the last day. The game was tricky for you guys. It was very iffy for your team. What was going through your mind? Because you guys had I won't lie, I'm going to use the exact words that Crowns use. These are not my words. These are Crowns' words. But I'm helping him echo it out. So when anyone plays this video back, it's Crowns that said this, and I'm echoing it for him. But you guys had a horrendous performance in day 2 and day 3. And that allowed your deficit to reduce significantly. You guys, you started the last day, but then your I would call your horrendous performance day 3. But the last day,
definitely.
you guys started, with a 30-point deficit. Did you believe that there was a chance for a comeback on that last day?
Definitely. The point, we didn't know exactly how many points we needed, but we knew we needed to win the first 2 games to have a chance. The second one, we didn't win those 2 games. We were like, nah, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Okay. So you knew the ball was in your court for a bit, but now for a team of your standard, for a team of your level, did you think that landing on ecstasy could have solved that problem?
The thing is that we had teams chasing us from the bottom, and I'm not going to lie. Ecstasy is a strong team. If we land on Ecstasy, you'll probably lose 1-2 members if you kill them, and then there's not much you can do with those number of players anymore. So we just wanted to play it safe. We fought them a couple of times. If you notice, on day 3 and day 2, what we tried to do was that we tried to predict where they will be and go to places where we meet them and stuff like that. But landing on them would have been a risky move. Well, maybe we should have done that, seeing that it didn't work.
Yeah. Gaudier is in the chat. He says, Lara Montada. I didn't see your Arsenal edit, dog. I need to see your Arsenal edit, bro. Don't rest. I need to see your Arsenal edit.
Right, yeah, tripping.
They said your mic is like your gameplay, Quilla. That's unfortunate, man. I don't know. Okay, okay. So this is a question I asked at 14th Gaming, and I'm going to ask it to you guys as well. Do in the way your team plays, your play style, do you think you've perfected it? Do you think you play, in such a way that you don't necessarily have to add more? Have you gotten to a stage where you feel less is more, and you don't necessarily need to,
Obviously,
add things
no,
or
obviously
tweak
not.
things?
No, obviously not. There's obviously things we need to improve on as a team, and this MPR really highlighted some of our shortcomings for us. So we're gonna improve with these from now on.
Okay, so you're looking forward to the rain split. You want to win the rain split. I'm pretty sure that's the plan. You have to win the rain split. The grand finals, the grand final leaderboard is going to come out anytime this week. So you guys are actually going to see where you rank, because there's still a chance your team could possibly still be number one in the grand finals leaderboard because of your performance in the league as a whole, not necessarily just the finals, because that's what the grand final points actually tie into. But so please, questions. Questions. I want some questions in the chat. I still have some questions. For you, Cloud, specifically, how did you feel about the NPL structure this season? It's different from what it was last season. Now we had the league stages, we had teams getting grouped, and some people felt like their group was much more difficult than others, something along those lines. Did you feel that way, or did you enjoy the structure, with the way we put up the league stages to the Super Weekend, and we now added the survival stages for those teams that that didn't make it, like you guys did, straight to the finals? How did you feel about the structure?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, some of the lobbies were, I don't want to say skill based matchmaking, but like, yeah, there were some of them. The one lobby was harder than the other, obviously, and I think, and then going forward, some of them they should be randomized to add good, bad, yeah, something like that. And the bonus points they had in the Super Weekend, I feel it helped the bottom tier team, the teams at the bottom a bit more than it helped the teams at the top.
Okay, I appreciate that feedback. So the bonus points did help some teams at the bottom than some teams at the top. Okay, I like that. Okay, so got a question from the comment section. Someone, Emeritus, said, how did you feel becoming top of the table at the Super Weekend and still settle for second in the main fight? Sorry, I didn't even read that. I was just reading it. I didn't even know he.
It's fair. It's fair.
I didn't even know that's how the question was going. I really thought it was a real, genuine question. Oh, Mentor is here. Mentor says, 1v4 Neon Rising, how did you feel? That is the real question. We wanted to know, Cloud, how did you feel in that moment? I mean, that is top play. That was top. That was highlight reel stuff. That was, Cristiano Ronaldo 2010. How did you feel?
I mean, obviously, it was very, extremely tense. But once I got the first two, and yeah, the third as well, it started getting calm from there. It was just a 1v1, and I don't lose those. So, yeah.
Ooh, aura. He said, I don't lose those. Yeah, Quilla could never be you, though.
That's how now. I don't scratch my own.
Okay, so so Crowns asks, 3 Crowns, what would you say is one of the things you learned from the finals? This is a valid question. What did you think you learned? What did you pick up from the finals? What did you learn, as a team, as a unit?
I personally, noticed that a lot of teams try to, I won't say copy our play style, but play kind of the same. Because if you notice, I think, was it day 2 or day 1? We tried to take fights in the blue zone, deep in the blue zone. And then we have teams touching us, and we're so confused, what? What are you doing here? I guess other teams try to replicate it, I guess.
Okay, so you guys felt you were being copied. Teams were trying to replicate what you were doing. They didn't have a play style of their own, so they saw 3 Crown Esports and they're like, yeah, I think we can do that. We can do that. It's working for them. Why not us? Unfortunately, they were just bad. But now Let's so now another question, my own question. This comes from me. I'm gonna ask, what team would you say worried you most going into the split finals? What team, made you think twice about your decisions? Okay, we want to play this, but because of these guys, man, there's a chance that it's gonna be risky. So let's play this way. Let's do this, let's do that.
Personally, I'd say Umoja Gaming.
Yeah,
Personally.
Yeah, shout. Yeah, that ISF PTSD, right? Yeah, Fez. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that ISF PTSD had y'all shook. He had you guys shook. Yeah, man. Yeah, Fez. I knew that Cloud was going to say that. I knew that. Okay, so I do have some other questions. I need to scroll. So, what was the mental like? Going into the going into day 2 with the 36-point difference. What was the mentality? What was going through you guys' heads going into that game, into that day?
Day 2, we said we didn't need to pass them at that day because we know like they don't perform that bad often. So we said we just needed to close up the gap and finish the work on day 3. That was the plan. We closed it up a little bit, but it wasn't enough, I guess.
Okay. So now, compared to the Super Weekend, how did the finals feel?
I already said it. Like Super Weekend, if you notice, we took a lot of fights at the edge and stuff like that, and we usually have somebody like watching for third parties, and we usually don't get third party like when we're playing edge zone, like when we're outside the blue. But in the finals, it was crazy. Like I told you, people were like, trying to kill us and stuff like that. So
I see.
it was different.
Okay. Sure. People were. We'll use that. People were.
Yeah.
Yeah. People were. Sure. Of course, people were. Okay.
I mean, it's the game. That's how PUBG works.
I mean, yeah, the game is the game. Kula, we still don't have you on video. Funny enough.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we've not had you on video this entire time. So.
There's no way.
So, Gaudier says Cloud is shading Vanguard. So, Cloud, you're
What?
shading. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna act surprised. Okay, cool. Okay.
I didn't shade anyone.
So
They
yeah.
They play good. No shade.
No shade, right? Yeah. No shade. Okay, sure. So Dak says, what's your plans for the future after the rain split? The grand finals, I'm guessing.
I mean, I don't know yet. We'll find out.
All right, we'll find out. We are going to find out. Valley says, what device does Quilla use? Quilla, what device do you play on?
13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro.
Yeah, I mean, Quilla play on 13 Pro now. He's rich now. He has made some money. He's in. Gano says, Quilla, do you mean your team was targeted? Is that how you feel?
No, not
targeted.
Targeted? Nah, not targeted. I just felt like people were open to taking more edge fights, and that's what we usually take. And we usually take them like one-on-one. Or we have friends. It was like unexpected in the finals how many people were trying to like play party. Yes.
Okay.
Loki was impressed because like that's actually getting better.
Okay, so speaking of being impressed, who were you more impressed with?
Friends. Team or player?
Team.
Definitely Harsh Esports and Athlete Gaming. Because I was watching the survival stream. I thought they were not going to make it. I thought they had no chance making it.
You thought they had no chance. So you felt there were more teams that deserve to be in the finals other than those 2 teams, is what you mean?
At the start, yes. Like before the Super Week and Survivor Week start, yeah. But they proved they deserve to be in the final, so.
Okay, I respect that. So Jahad asks, who is 3 Crowns Esports' IGL?
Nexus. Is that not obvious? Or?
Nexus. Yeah. I mean, some of these people are quite, clueless. They don't know anything. So you gotta answer. So Crowns asks, Quilla. Yeah, your camera is back on. Yeah. Crowns asks, do you think you would have stood a chance if you didn't lose that Miramar game on the
I mean, actually, I thought about that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought about that. Like, I had sleepless nights about that. Because, I mean, if we won that, it would have been a back-to-back. The momentum will have kept us to the third game. We almost won the third game too, but I don't think the stream showed it. We crashed the wrong plays and we got, like, killed by two different teams. So I feel like if we had that momentum going to the third game, it would have been better. So, yeah,
Right.
kind of.
Okay. So Mentor asks, are you open to a transfer?
Quilla?
Yeah. He asked, are you open
Currently-
to a transfer?
No, currently I'm not.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, I do have another question. We've got like 2 more questions before we wrap this up. The grand finals are approaching. Are there any teams in particular that you want to go head on against in the grand finals?
Dream Team? Yeah. I was so disappointed they didn't make the split finals.
I really expected them to qualify.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he did. I know, right? Okay, so I think Black asked the question. He said, do you Yeah, I'm not asking that. Black, I'm not asking that. I'm not even asking that. You come on, guys. Let's be for real. Okay. If you could sign one player, this question is directed to both of you, so you answer individually. If you could sign one player from one team tonight, who are you signing and why?
Baby from Neon, definitely. Or Nova from Dream Team.
One is enough. One person. One
Baby.
player.
Baby.
So that's more
Baby
Steez.
from me.
More Steez. Baby. What about you, Cloud?
I've got 2, but I'm gonna say the first one that comes to mind. Dax from AE. Can't say him.
Dax from AE. Okay. So, Jad asks, do you feel the opposition stepped up to your post Super Weekend taunts? Do you think the opposition stepped up to
Yeah, definitely. I think we all saw that.
Yeah, right. Right. Okay. So Mentor now says, so you want more Steez from Neon Rising. Does that mean una IGL dig back?
No, I want Baby as a striker.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys knew, but me and Baby we're dual fragging this thing back in 21st century.
Yeah.
So yeah, I miss playing with him. So.
Okay. Respect. Fair enough. So honorable mention, baby. Okay. So describe your team's playstyle in one word.
Edging.
Why of all the ways you could have said that, why did you say it that way, bro? Like, come on, somebody's going to click this for sure.
It's literally just
What do you mean edging, bro? Like, what are you saying?
Edging.
Come on,
Edging, bro.
Yes,
It's
so
edging.
many.
That's
Oh
what it
my
is.
god, you keep saying the word edging. Come on.
wrong?
What? Somebody's going to clip this. Somebody's going to clip this.
It's called edging. That's it. Like playing edge.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your team, who do you think would survive a real life battle royale?
Nexus.
Oh, Death Nexus. Definitely Nexus.
Okay. Fair. I respect that answer because I mean he's really that guy. Okay. Okay. So the last question before I think I'll probably take one more from the. I have like one question here before. I will take one more from the comment section and then we will close this out. So my question is, what team were you most impressed with in this Hamatan split?
Does it have to be a finals team?
No, anything in the split. It was in the entire split.
Are they getting in? Because they're a new team and the fact that they got to the finals over like old teams that we know. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like that answer. Cloud, what about you? What team were you impressed with in the
Uh,
split as a whole?
uh, Genuinely, I'd say harsh, because I thought RGR would take that slot away from them getting into the top eight, but they qualified. That's good for them. They played well.
Uh, fairs. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so yeah, so Larry has a question and he says, were you afraid 14th Gaming was going to take your spot in the finals in the last couple of games? Were you guys worried about 14th Gaming taking your spot?
I wouldn't say worried, but we knew it was a possibility that game four, we wanted to, game four wanted to pull out like a crazy ass game, and then like the plan wanted to do didn't work. For various reasons, I won't say what we're going to do. But then game five, we're like, bro, this guy had a good, and this guy's had a good game. We have to win this game. That's literally, bro. I literally have recordings of this. We said we have to win this game, and we won the game. We got
Wow.
second place.
So why didn't you use that energy to win the NPL? If it's all about we got to win this game, we have to win this game, and it works. We have to win this game, and all of a sudden we win the game. Oh wow! Why not? Why not? Then why didn't you just win the whole split? What
I
happened?
mean, it could be a last game thing because I'm pretty sure you remember, like, we have a lot of good last games. Remember the COC when we were still O3 brothers, where we needed to win this, like, we had, like, will I say last game factor? Like, something like that.
Mm,
Our last games are usually good.
okay. All right.
I think my camera is off. Okay.
So, one last question. Kola, this question was directed to you. They said, why do you like clip farming instead of actual gameplay?
What? Clip farming as how?
Someone in the comments said, why do you like clip farming instead of playing? And Crowns says, valid question. Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
I don't know what you guys mean, man. I play the game normally. If I record or I don't record, I play the same. Maybe that, like, my play style is like clip farming. As you guys call it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Fairs. Well, I want to say a big shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for gracing us with with your time. Up next, we are going to have the NPL champions of the Amatan Split X 1011 Ecstasy, and I'm looking forward to what they have, in store for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 3 Crown Esports. We've had Quilla, we've had Cloud. They have given us a little bit of insight as to how to get better at the game. Cloud, it's just about aura. Cloud has really just been aura farming this entire interview. He's just been chilling.
Yo, wait, somebody
You
said
know,
one
I
more
didn't get
question.
any questions. That's why.
Somebody
What?
said one more question.
Okay.
I didn't get any
Larry
questions.
said one more question, I beg. Larry, what's your question?
Okay, so who has a question for Cloud? Cloud said he hasn't been getting questions. You guys have been so focused on Quilla, and Cloud has really just been chilling here, no questions. So someone should have a question for Cloud. Well, doesn't seem like there's any questions for Cloud. I mean, Cloud has used his aura to cancel all the questions. Nobody wants to ask him anything. That's really what it is. So it is what it is. But so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for giving us your time. It has been awesome having you guys on. Quilla, unfortunately, your camera goes off again. You're cooked. You need to get better internet, and hopefully we'll see you. Oh, wait. An interesting question just popped in, Cloud. The question goes, will you leave 3 Crown Esports to a team that pays?
Bro, what do you mean?
To a team that pays.
At the end of the day, you can't really sacrifice like the love for the game for money. So if the team that's paying me is not like, say, a good team, it's not going to be that fun to play in. You get what I'm trying to say.
Hey, but quick question for the chat. Do you guys think Creekon doesn't pay us? What?
Oh, okay.
What
You
you
heard it here first. You see,
Sure.
he's gonna get 16 Pro Max very soon. Now you understand where the money came from.
Hard. Hard.
Okay. So we are gonna come. Okay, we have to come to the end of this particular interview session. Thank you, Quilla. Thank you, Cloud. We are going to have 10-11 Ecstasy. Join us right after this. See you guys at
No problem.
in the rain split.
Thank you.
Inshallah. Bye.
All right. The moment you were waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, it is it's been 3 Crown Esports. They have had fun. They have turned up. You know, they did have some interesting ideas and some interesting concepts. Hopefully we will see more from the champions themselves. And right now we've got Amar. Amar is ready to, get active. Amar, I just need your audio to come. I just need your video. I just need your video to come through, and we're going to start the interview anytime soon. Yes, I can. I can hear you just fine. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the interview session we are having with the champions from the Amatan split of the Nigerian Pro League Season 8. We've had 14th game, we had 24K, and then we had 3 Crown Esports, Quilla and Cloud, and now we are going to have the champions themselves, 1011 Ecstasy. We're going to have the MVP, and we're going to have Amar here. Amar, who has broken NPL records, set records in his wake. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love. It is going to be Amar on your screens in 3, 2, 1. Amar is here, and we are live. Amar, wave to your fans. Yeah, he just waved. You know, he's a natural MVP vibes already. So Amar is here now. All your questions, please direct it, because you know majority of you are bad at the game. Amar is here to save you. He's about to tell you how to be good at the game. So if you have some questions, you're going to ask Amar. But before you do, I have some questions for Amar myself. Amar, how does it feel to be NPL Hamatan Split MVP? I know this is not the first time you're being an MVP in any tournament. You are one of the greatest players I have seen, you know, in all my years of PUBG Mobile experience. You are easily one of the best players I have witnessed. So you're the MVP. You've got 61, right? 61? Was it 60 or 61?
Yeah, 61.
61 eliminations. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. How? I just want to know the how. What are you doing different that other players are not doing?
I mean, you need to take some risk in games, you know. You need to listen to IGL. Basically, you need to trust yourself first. And that's it. Just stay focused during the game and everything will be fine.
Oh, okay. So it's all about staying focused. So you're saying that the other teams and other players, they're just not focused enough, right? They're not locked in. You know, they're not focused. They're not thinking about the game, you know. They're only thinking about, you know, Bitcoin and all that stuff. They're not really thinking about, you know, they're not locked into, you know, the game. That's why you keep dropping them. But now, this you've set records, you know. Ecstasy has set records. You, as an individual player, have set a record, 61 eliminations. It's never been done in the NPL. Even the points, also the highest in a single split. Although I don't think we've had a split that had 15 matches though, but regardless, it is still an incredible performance. Now, in the entirety of this, what do you think was the most chaotic moment, you know, for you and for the team?
I think the day one, first 2 games, we didn't really been focused and things didn't go well. But the last 3 games, I think we won last 3 games.
Yeah.
If I'm not making a mistake.
Yeah.
So everybody tries to motivate themselves, motivate the team. But yeah, everybody did their job.
So speaking of motivation, how do you motivate each other? What do you guys do to motivate yourselves when you're not doing great?
I mean, try not to fight, try not to argue too much, you know. You need to stay we need to be like family. You feel me? So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You need to be like family. So now, do you think it's important how many players make it to the final zone?
Yeah, bro. We need like 4 players every zone. We try to do that every game.
So that is the goal. That's the objective. If you want to win.
If you want to win the game, if you want to win the game, you need to have 4 players. At least 3, but 4 is key.
Yeah, so the more people you have in the final circle, the better your chances of winning the game. So, okay. Yeah, gotta respect that. Okay, so would you say there was a team, you know, that worried you guys a little bit, and your team a little bit going into the finals? You know, was there a team that, you know, that made you guys, you know, second guess, like, do we want to do this right now? There's a chance that these guys might be here and they might, you know, cause a little bit of trouble for us.
You know, to be honest, before even NPL Martin's play started before, I knew we were going to win from the start, to be honest with you. And for me personally, I didn't worry about any team and all that stuff. So yeah. For me, no.
Okay. Respect that. Okay, so who is the biggest hype man on the team? You know, the person that's always hyped, that's always active, that's always, you know, trying to get the team riled up, you know, ginger, all that. Who is the person that does that most in the team?
I mean, I think the most hype up I think it's 7 or me, to be honest.
Okay, 7. And
And
who?
Bego as well.
Okay, 7 and Bego. Okay, so they bounce off each other.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So who's the biggest trash talker then?
Hmm.
You know, like when a team kills you guys and it's like, man, hug these guys, man. Is these guys?
I
Is
mean,
these?
depends on the situation. You know,
Yeah.
who died like somebody died like stupid, somebody like that. If I die stupid, I'm always like toxic and that. So yeah, I can't really choose between us.
Okay, so
Whoever dies
you are
stupid is
all
like toxic,
toxic.
you know.
So what you mean is
No,
you're
all of
all
us, no, all
toxic.
of us. Bego is always kind, you know. Bego is always being like,
No, no,
you know.
we're not glazing Bego today. Wait, he's coming up next. We're not glazing Bego today. He's getting fried up.
No glaze, bro.
Yeah,
What?
okay, sure. But who would you consider the best communicator in the team? Who communicates the best, you know, gives out call outs, positions. You know, I do watch some of your team speaks. All of you communicate quite effectively, but you know, within your team, within yourselves, who would you consider is the best at communicating?
I think Bego really calm down and really give like clearing for communication. Even when we start speak louder and then Bego calm us down and everything. And Godi as well. Godi, he wants everything to be perfect, you know. So yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. If you guys have some questions in the chat, now would be the time to send your questions to Amar so we can read them out and, you know, have a little bit of a think around what your questions could be. You know, do you want his sensitivity? You know, do you want him to be your mentor? You know, do you want him to save your family? You know, do you want him to stop your parents from divorcing? Whatever you need, Amar is here. He got you. But you know that aside, um, would you guys consider your play style to be perfected? Would you say your play style where it's at right now? Would you say it's perfected? It doesn't need more. You don't need to add anything on top of it. I think, do you feel you guys have reached a level where there's nothing more to change into the way you guys play, no matter the lobby you're in, no matter the competition you're in? The play style is always going to be the same. You don't necessarily have to think too much about it. It just comes naturally. There's nothing more to add on top of what you already have.
I mean, personally, I don't think playstyle is still perfect. We still need to work on many things. We are focusing playing at the edge, and we are really good at it. But I don't think it's really perfect. We have our mistakes, and we learn from them. So yeah.
Okay. I did notice that your team was particularly better in Sandhawk. I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that as well. Over the course of the tournament, you did perform better in Sandhawk. Is there a reason why? Is it because you guys play from boot camp a little bit more centrally, inside of the game? Or is it just because, the engagements you guys take, you always have try to put yourselves in, high ground positions, terrain favorable positions? Is that what leads you to get all those eliminations you usually get in the Sanhok map?
I mean, yes, we jump boot camp after we finish looting and everything. We are starting to move into a hill, taking high ground. And if zone go to us, we are holding it and killing people from there. And yeah, mostly high ground positions. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I like that. Pretty straightforward. The concept is still the concept. But now, a question from the chat says, would you have considered sitting on the bench on the last day of the split finals?
I mean, last day it was Sunday, and I had school on Monday morning, so I was really considering to stay on the bench because Bego didn't play any game, I think. So I wanted to play Bego, but I stayed. I wanted to get that 60 eliminations. I think Aktfire said that he thinks I will get 60 eliminations, so I made this wish,
Okay. So here you have it. Okay, so another question we have here says, Amar, how did 7 not playing split finals responsible for your MVP compared to the Super Weekend? Was Seven's absence such an important factor?
Seven is agile, and I can say on Erangel most times I was quite agile and everything because I mostly give calls on Erangel. Agile have a really big role in that, but also as a player you need to take some risks because when you take sometimes risk, your teams gets better and you open more situations and everything for the team. So yeah, me personally as a player, I open most of the situations in the team.
Okay.
Try to stick with it and win games and everything.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so Larry is asking a question is, were you worried about Crown's trash talking 1011 ecstasy on Twitter space before the split finals?
To be honest, I don't even know about that till now. Till you just tell me.
You see?
So
yeah. So Larry, there's your answer. He didn't even know. He was locked in. He was focused on winning. He was focused on getting 60 eliminations, and he did it. So, so please don't forget to share your layout and your sensitivity, and rename it 60 elims sensitivity. So, everybody can lock in and know for themselves. Okay, so other than Ecstasy, is there any other team you would play for?
in Nigeria, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't think so?
No,
So
I don't
yeah,
think so.
that was a question from Crowns, and that was a pretty quick and brief answer. Okay. So if you were to sign a player to Ecstasy, what player would that be, and why?
I think Villain from 14 Gaming. Yeah. Villain from 14 Gaming, yes.
Okay. That was that. You didn't think about that one too long, so I think maybe something is in the cards. Something's in the cards, maybe. Something's in the cards.
We don't know.
Okay. So someone says, who is your greatest rival in the Nigerian community aside Anes? Would I even consider you and Anes rivals? Someone asked this in the chat though. You see that face he just made?
I know Anes, but
no.
If I have rivalry, it will be my team personally,
Fair. So another question comes in saying, how do you feel getting 30 elims on day one? I mean, that was a record in of itself still. 30 eliminations on day one. How did you feel?
I didn't even know I made 30 eliminations till the last game of Miramar ends, I entered the group chat, I say nice game boys, and they start spamming like you got 30 kills, blah 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 blah. I really didn't believe it until I entered stream, but amazing feelings,
All right. Fair. That's fair. Okay. So when you're playing, what kind of zone do you like? What is your best type of zone shift?
I was thinking about that question, and I think the best, like, when zone shift not too far from us, like just in front of us, like 300, 500 meters. So we are able to control like 4 sides at the edge and play it slow. Then just close the zone and play silently and trying to put pressure on the sides if there's an enemy, and that's it, basically.
Okay. So speaking about playing the edge, when you want to play the edge of the circle, the way Ecstasy plays it, you guys do love to play edge, but not just edge. You play edge and control. You play edge significantly and then try to control the entire area of that particular side of the edge of the circle you've chosen to play. Now, what would you advise teams that want to play exactly like that? What would you advise them to do if they wanted to play like that? What would be the right type of strategy to apply?
Be smarter. Yeah, be smart. Mostly, be smart.
Be smart. So are you saying that the teams that are playing the edge of the circle, they are not smart?
I don't say that. I think that my team just outsmart other teams.
Okay, your team outsmarts the other team. So what you're saying is, 7 is smarter than, the other players.
Everybody have a job in the team to do something while playing it. So yeah, all of us is doing that job. All of us is being smarter than other people.
Okay, I like that. I like that. It's all about your IQ, being a little bit smarter, and coming through. Now, describe your team's play style in one word.
Ooh, let me think of that. That's a really good question. I think greedy or hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Okay. So, I think we still have 1 or 2 questions. Mm.
Comments are going wild.
Yeah, comments are going crazy. I can't even keep up, man. Comments are going crazy. But okay. So I think 2 more questions before we bring on Bego for the interview. Now,
Yeah,
going into the last day of the finals, you guys were 30 points clear, give or take, I think 30 points or so clear. Did you believe that there was an opportunity to lose that lead? Was there any chance at the back of your mind that if we don't pattern this up, there's a chance that 3 crown or 14th game might creep up on us?
No, to be honest, we knew we were gonna win after the second day.
Wow.
We're 100% winning.
How greedy. How greedy. I mean, I respect it. I respect it. You knew you stood on business. You were not expecting to lose out. You knew that, your performance was going to be great, and it was great. But okay. I want to look through for one more question and to see if there's going to be yeah. Yeah, I'm looking through. I'm not seeing any questions. Okay, I do see some interesting questions here. It is, what team would win a 4v4 fight against Ecstasy?
Which team?
Yeah, what team do you think would win in a 4v4 against Ecstasy?
I mean, I don't really think, depends on the situation in the game, there's third party. After we clear one team, then it
Okay,
depends a lot.
okay. But how do you feel about third parties though? How do you feel
When we do
about,
it, when we do it,
do you know,
when we do it, like,
is it a part of your strategy? Do you actively think about third party?
well, we play edge, you are controlling most of the zone. And if one guy here, two teams are fighting, we always third party, no matter what. We try to third party get kills because kills are priority for us. We like to play aggressive and everything.
Okay, so it's more about, when the situation presents itself, you want to third party. If you hear it, if you're
Yeah,
ready, you're always ready to third party, no matter who it is, because you need,
yeah,
to rack up the eliminations. But now the thing is, risks come with third parties because you know what those risks are. You expose yourself because you come out of shape. The moment you play the edge of the circle. So the moment you want a third party, you would have to come out of that edge of the circle shape. How do you maintain that? Do you fall into some sort of formation, or do you have the 2 players that are going to lead that third party? Do you commit all the bodies to the third party, or do you maintain a split?
we will mostly do like one overwatch, then 3 guys push. So
Okay.
this one guy who plays from behind can keep information on other side and watch us and cover us and everything. So
So who does that? Who does that for the team? Is it one
mostly
person's
mostly
role,
times
or does it?
mostly time I think Danny Brown is doing that and Bego as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bego and Danny down.
Okay. 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 All right. So like Amar said, all you have to do is be smart. It's all about your IQ. It's all about your mind. You have to do better. You have to be better. And that is how you become a champion. That is how you become an MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, Amar from 1011 Ecstasy, your NPL Season 8 Hamatan Split MVP. He did qualify into the range split league stages. They will not be playing inside of the playoffs because of how excellently they have performed. Ladies and gentlemen, 1011 Ecstasy's MVP and NPL's MVP, Amar. Amar, thank you so much for hopping on here and giving us a little bit of your time. Absolutely incredible stuff that Ecstasy has pulled through. Hope to see you in the rain split. And I want to thank you again. So yeah, we'll have Bego join us. So if you have any final words for the audience, now would be the time.
Yeah, I want to thank to all our fans, a lot of my friends here in the group chats and in the comments. And I want to thank my team as well, because without them, I will not be MVP and the champion of NPL, So yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Amar, thank you so much. And I'm going to be bringing on the MVP from the season 7 grand final split. It is going to be Bego, the one of the better halves of the tournament. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation we're going to have here, but it is what it is. So I am going to I'm going to just fix up the scenes and then have Bego join us momentarily. So I'm currently fixing up the scenes here. I think it's gonna, it's so I just need to get his what's it called? Yeah, I just need to get his
Chris,
live
should I
stream
stay
link.
here, or you want me to stay, or I can go?
No, Amar, you're good. You're good to go. You're free to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. So I'm about to bring Bego on. Okay, yeah, I have his link here. And it's okay. So let me see. Okay, so Bego, I don't have your link. It's not live. It's not live. Yeah. It's not live. I'm looking at it right now. It's not. No. Add your camera to OBS. Not share your camera. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Check the link. Send me the link again. Okay. A new link. So let's see. Are we good? We good? Let's see. I think we're good. Nope, we are not. Something is wrong. Uh, something is wrong. Hold on. Let me even see. Let me see what the link is showing me. Yeah. It's not live. Your link isn't live. Yeah, it's not live. Mm. Mm. Okay, let's take a little break, and then by the time we're back, I think we're gonna have it sorted, guys. So just hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the interviews with the champions of the Nigerian Pro League Season 8 Hamatan Split. And in the background, I have got Bego. Is not your mate for a reason. He is the MVP from the grand finals of Season 7. And he's arguably Nigeria's #1 PUBG Mobile player right now. Still very hot in the game. He did not necessarily feature that much in the Hamatan Split, but when he did feature, he still turned around. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Bego to the live stream. Bego is here. Bego, how are you feeling tonight? How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Bego is feeling good. He said he's feeling good, guys. So, those of you that have questions. Oh, wow, you already have a question. Wow, this guy, you already have fans. They said, are you... Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, the first question that I saw was, why were you benched during the MPL, the finals? Why were you on the bench? That was the first question I saw here. Why did you ride the bench?
Number one, I willingly stayed on the bench. Why? Because I'm on vacation. So
You're on
I've been saying it.
vacation. What does that mean? What does it mean when Bego is on vacation, though? What does that mean?
I had to touch grass outside the game now, you know. You can't, there's always off season and then there's on season. So I just had to take a breather out of like the game, you know. So I basically
Okay.
But I believe my team would have gotten the work done if I did play or if I didn't play. So
trust in the team. Can you say the rest for the other teams though? Do you trust in your team to do the job when you're not there? That is what that is what it is. But so far, when you did participate, what do you think was the most chaotic moment, for yourself, for your experience in the Hamatan Split when you did come on off the bench? What do you think was the most chaotic moment?
Okay, so I played the last 3 games, and the first game I played was Sandhawk, and as I said, that was a bit of a rumble because I didn't know how the game was. I was watching on stream, of course, but I didn't really know how the game felt. You get me, like when I was playing. So I got a party from Hashi Spot from the bridge, and we made a nasty rotation. So it felt like everything was quite different. It was different from the Super Weekends. It was different from the league stage, of course. But then I had to adjust. Miramar, I died before landing because Athlete Gaming landed in my spot, and I feel like because I wasn't in game, nobody lands my spot, right? And I just felt like 3 guys landing there, and I had to dive up, but I got killed before even landing. And then the 4th game, or the 3rd game rather, I had to adjust, and then of course I had to turn up. I had to show a little bit of sauce,
Yeah, show a little bit of sauce, just a little bit, not all the sauce, just a little bit of sauce.
If we had another day, I'm pretty sure no, you should trust. Bro.
All right, fair enough. But now, if your team was to have a theme song or an intro song, what song would that be?
The Lord has done it finally, Chioma Jesus.
Sure. Someone clip this and play that song in the edits. Play that song. And also, yeah, this is the edits I want to see of Bego. I want to see a Bego edit with this song. So somebody should make that happen in the comments. One of you should make that happen in the comments. All of you editors, cook. Quilla, you.
Trust,
That's what you
trust
spend
me,
your time doing. Do it now.
make it cook, bro. 1080 niggas. I'm pretty sure that.
Okay, so what team would you say worried you guys, going into the finals? What team made you like second guess, made you think a little bit, okay, yeah, okay, we're not, it's good, it's calm, but, we're not trying to, go crazy like that because of these guys, because there's a chance that they might just one up us, they might just pull something out. What team was that?
Okay, disclaimer. Amaz already said it. No team did. And this is not me even or a family or anything, but coming into the NPL itself,
Yeah.
like the league stage, and there were already allegations that we were washed. Let me just put it that way. There were guys on the stream for a new saying that for about 3 years now. Time for a new champion. Bego is washed. Amar doesn't farm like that. 10-11 is washed, and all of that. And usually from all the splits, we don't like doing much. But this year's own was more like a moment. You get me? Like yes,
Mm.
and that's why every single time when I was watching the stream, and then the boys did something crazy to everybody else, what was like normal to me. I was like,
Yeah.
respect your elders.
Mm.
You guys, you should know that we're not your mates. Let
Mm.
me just put it that way.
Levels.
It was more, it was a reminder to everybody else, right? So I just felt like it was clockwork. Let me just put it like that because we've done it time again, and it wasn't really anything different. So there was nothing challenging per se.
Mm. Okay. So they're doubling down on what Amar did say earlier. But, now if we dial that backwards, did you believe that there was a possibility for a remontada from Three Crown Esports or 14th Gaming going into that last day? Because, after day two, you guys had a significant deficit. It was about 56 points, give or I think, on day two. And then, you go into the last day and that deficit is reduced to roughly maybe 30, 28, 30 points around that range. Did you feel that there was a chance for a remontada, a comeback from Three Crown Esports or 14th Gaming going into that last day?
Okay, no, but I feel like the boys got a bit comfortable. Although, like, comfortability isn't something we usually like, we don't embrace it in 10-11, let me just put it that way. So we just felt like everybody got a bit comfortable, and we thought, okay, even if at all they couldn't come back, they could reduce the deficit. And the plan was actually like to finish like 100 points, like away from
A
second. It was
hundred
just to
point gap. How greedy.
it
How
was just to,
greedy.
that's why
How
I keep saying respect.
greedy.
it was us just trying to, like, we were trying out new things. Not just like we're trying out new things, and we were also playing our usual game, right? So there was no point where, okay, we thought a team would actually come back, although we thought, okay, 14th would have or would actually reduce the deficit, which they almost did at some point, because I think they got the first dinner day three. I'm not too sure, but
Mhm.
at some point they were second, and the deficit wasn't looking as large as it was before. And the boys just had to lock in. You get me? Get the cues, and as you're killing, you're obviously increasing your placement and all of that. So the boys had to lock in after without feeling comfortable and all, and get the win for sure.
Okay, fair enough. Um, I mean, complacency it's a demon. You can't allow for complacency. And I did respect the fact that you guys still try to do 100 points, no matter how greedy that sounded. But now,
Okay.
would you consider your playstyle perfected? Do you think the
Nah.
level at which you guys are right now, how you played, getting over almost 200 points, if not more than 200 points in a single split, never been done before? Do you think your playstyle has reached that level where you can comfortably say there's nothing else you gotta add to it no more? Maybe you can fine tune, but I think you've learned all you need to learn as far as playing competitively at this level entails. Do you think your team has gotten that perfected playstyle?
Nah, there is always room for improvement, right? And I won't say it is perfected, but we try to improve it every single day. every single time we play scrims, every single time we play tournaments and all of that. Because, you know, if you do not improve, you die. You basically have to adapt or die. So if we keep using the same play style without evolving it, we will always end up probably second place or third place or even lower, right? So I won't say our play style is perfect. Nah, it is definitely not perfect. Perfect is like Navi and all, because those are like the teams we try to mirror um our gameplay, you know, after. So I won't say it is perfect, but we're striving every single day to improve and evolve the game.
Okay. Okay. Striving to improve and evolve, getting better at the play style itself and trying to be the only team that can play it the way you play, because nobody plays your style the way you do. So that is what keeps you, apart from the rest of the other teams that try to mimic the exact same thing. But now,
Mhm.
this season, how did you feel about the structure of the MPL this season? You saw the playoffs. From the playoffs, you went to the league stages. You saw the group stage, the group red and group green. You saw all that. You saw the super weekend. You saw the bonus points. Then you saw the survival stages. How did you feel about this season's NPL, the
I
Hamilton
mean,
split?
it was given like a touch of PMPL, right? And it was actually fun because we had more games to play, we had more fun to have, and basically the addition of the Rondo map. I mean, it was a bit chaotic. I think that was our worst map when it comes to like the NPL because all of us in the team we've never played that map. To be very honest, like even if it's for classics or even if it's like to just explore, no, we never really played the map. So I wouldn't say we struggled a bit. We just didn't know what the terrain was like. We didn't know how the zones would be like because the first Rondo map is basically like is less than one third of it. To be very honest, so it involved a bit of rush gameplay. A bit of there was no point of like our usual strats when it comes to Rondo. It
Yeah.
was even more chaotic. I'm not even going to lie. So it was just basically a rush fight, finish up, and then just move to the next zone, basically. So it took a bit of getting used to, and I feel like from the range play, if it's still in addition, we'll definitely play better on the map.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I do respect the fact that everything was taken away. The comfort of playing the regular maps, then you're put in a map you don't know. You now have to adapt to that map and try to understand what is going on and still perform regardless. Because I think, the addition of that map was solely for the purpose of shaking things up. I think it was more of a, okay, who can adapt when things are chaotic like this? Who can adapt when there's something new, something different, something you're not used to? Who's going to adapt? Who's going to do better? Who is going to turn up? Who's going to fall under the pressure? That kind of thing. So I think, but you guys still held it on. I believe you guys still turned up. You guys still managed to get a couple of eliminations and points. You guys even got some bonus points off Rondo as well. So I think that was good. And did you watch the survival stages? How did you feel about the survival stages? Because for me, that was my favorite part of the entire split before the finals, of course. But the survival stage, I mean, you saw it. How did you feel when you watched the survival stages?
Okay. So it was more of like the known teams. There was more pressure on the known teams, like Dream, 14th, what other teams? A couple of other teams that I can't name off the top of my head. But I felt like it was quite intense because everybody tried their possible best to make it to the finals. And as a team that has been playing PUBG competitively now for about like 3 to 4 years, if you do not make the finals from like the survival stage, you're obviously going to be trolled, or you just doubt if you actually want to play this game anymore. So it was nice, and seeing some teams turn up like Ragnar, Athlete Gaming, Umoja, as we know, it was actually quite fun because I did not expect a couple of teams to make it to the grand final, to make it to the finals, right? Like no shade or anything, but there were obviously better teams on paper that would have made it to the finals. But then it's PUBG, anything can literally happen. So it was fun, it was chaotic, and I really had fun, trolling teams and just watching the stream also.
Hmm. Okay, well, you did see the production. The production went up. We put a lot of effort into
Oh
that
yeah.
as well. So, but another question from the comments, someone said, from the 3 games you played, what would you say was different between this split and the last?
Hmm. I won't talk about the first 2 games because I died relatively early, right? But the last game, I would say, okay, we had more teams with purples. Let me just put it that way, because compared to last year, that type of zone, you just have people who send in, you just have people without, like, a game plan. But then I think we had about 6 teams in maybe zone 6 or zone 5 rather, sorry. 6 teams, zone 5, zone 6, and they had a plan. Let me just put it that way. Or I feel they had a plan. They might have just been playing randomly, but it felt like they had a plan. And I don't want to give that much accolade to the teams yet, because there's still a long way to go as a community, and as the African basically. But it felt like it was much more intense. We had to come in my team. We had to communicate more. We had to give like accurate,